Well, hello, Connect groups. And can you believe it? This is our last kind of home groups gathering. But do not be bummed. Do not be disappointed. First of all, I hear some of you are going to be gathering still through the off season, and you are so welcome, man. Enjoy it. No pressures, but enjoy it. Those of you that are already planning that, that's awesome, man. Go for it. For the rest, just remember, January, we're starting back up again. And yep, your groups can stay intact. You can keep running. We're hoping to add a few more groups just to, we think that smaller, honestly, can be better for deeper conversations and prayer. So we're hoping to add a few more groups. We'll see what happens there. But I want to just say thank you to all of our Connect group leaders. If you're there, if the rest of you, there, just give them a big old shout out and thank them for hosting and doing such a great job. And we really just couldn't do this without you. You're so integral. And I also want to just say thank you to all of you that have been a part of this. Don't forget, next week we are gathering in the sanctuary for a worship night. And I know it's like we're not having Connect groups, but man, just maybe don't see this as a week off. See this as a chance to come together. I'd love to hear testimonial of just what the Lord's been doing in your groups. And I'd love for you to even think about that, maybe even talk about that today. Maybe there's one of you that, serves as a rep to just talk about what the Lord did. And let us all be just encouraged by that. Pray about that. Consider that. Exciting. Also want to let you know as a little bit of like forward, I'm not going to announce this to the church just yet, but I'm really considering, and we're really praying about the idea of teaching through the book of Nehemiah for our next Connect groups. And that would be looking at just what does it look like to have God build things up in our lives and to strengthen and fortify our lives individually and as a community. And so kind of just praying through that right now. Also looking forward to a really great Christmas season. Ladies, you can have a Christmas gathering. It's going to be powerful. We're going to be doing a series on Sundays after Thanksgiving called, I'm calling it a Christmas playlist. We're going to look at different hymns, Christmas songs, but also the scriptures behind that and just what meaning that brings to us as we celebrate the birth of Jesus. So let me get into Ephesians. We were looking at Ephesians 6, 1 through 9. And just briefly, I hope you got to watch the message or listen to the message. If not, please, please, please go back and do that. Very personal to all of us. It's a very deep passage where Paul talks about what does it look like to walk worthy of our calling as children, as parents, as when we're in situations where we don't have choices, but we still want to honor God. And I'll just give definitions briefly. I want to make this as brief as I can. I'll give some definitions so that we make sure we know what we're all talking about. When Paul says children, he doesn't mean little kids. He's talking about all of us, that we all have parents, whether we knew them, whether we liked them, whether we loved them, doesn't matter. We all came from someone. And so in that way, this applies to all of us. And then he says, obey your parents as unto the Lord. And the word obey comes from two ideas of really listening, like listening intently. And what does that mean? It means that as children, we should be intentional in listening to our parents. Now, again, some of you might say, well, my parents have already passed away. Listen to listen to the people around you who serve as kind of parents in your life. Listen to others. You might take away from your parents things you don't want to be, don't want to do, don't want to continue. That's okay too. Learn from them. We all should be learning from our parents, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And then we do it as unto the Lord. Why does that matter? Because we don't want to be we don't want to be the kind of people that live with like a chip on our shoulder where we're saying, I'm never going to be like them. That's a reactive pendulum swing that we want to avoid. Instead, we want to say, okay, that's not what I want to be. And I'm going to be different as unto the Lord. And what a key phrase that is to this whole passage, as unto the Lord. Why do I allow myself to be, when I'm in a situation where I don't get a choice and I just have to, I have to do what's being asked of me. It's not sinful, but it's not what I would choose. Well, I'm going to do it as unto the Lord. Why do I serve in my home? I'm going to do it as unto the Lord. In my church, as unto the Lord. It's not for people. I don't serve people. I don't want to be a people pleaser. Paul talks about we serve Christ, not others. And so in every area, in every sphere, it matters. Paul also talks about fathers not provoking their children to wrath, but instead to be teaching and admonishing them. We talked about how this looks like nourishment, that dads have a role in nourishing their kids, in helping them. The idea there is to help them from point A to point Z. of life, that we would not assume they should be where we are, but we want to help them where they are and help them get to where they got to get. Of course, there's a verse in Proverbs 22, train up a child in the way that he should go, and he will not depart from it. And it's such a beautiful verse, but it's been such a condemning verse for so many people that we're like, gosh, I did everything that I thought I was supposed to do, but it hasn't worked out. And that verse is not meant to be prescriptive like that. It's not saying to you, do these things and you'll automatically get that. But the point that I want to make is that train up a child in the way is not the best translation. It should say in his way or her way. In other words, each one of our kids are unique, and we need to learn to be able to train and admonish them where they're at. And again, we looked at this in depth. Really want to encourage you to get into that again. This might be a service you want to hold on to. And remember, we're also going to be re-releasing, and it'll be on our app real soon, our Kingdom Parenting class, where we look at these in 5 different sessions. And so I want to encourage you to be downloading or listening to those on the app soon. Last thing, just a reminder to you that we do this, I've said it before, I want to say it again, we do this as unto the Lord. Not because we have to, but because we get to. We get to serve the Lord. So enjoy your time in your class, enjoy the conversations, and I'll see you on Sunday.